Hey everyone, it's Ish here with Growing in OKC, and today I've got a special video for you all. I'm going to be showing you how to build your own growing box or growing container so that you can do some indoor growing at your home with some pretty simple, fairly inexpensive things. So the supplies that I'm going to be using today are one Aqueon, I think is how you pronounce it. This is a single strip light used for fish tanks. This is the 24-inch one. Okay, even though it's a 24-inch light, as I had to, go to the store twice, it only holds an 18-inch bulb, which brings us up to the next thing. This is Coral Life. It's a 10,000K daylight light made for growing underwater plants and coral, and you can pick up both of these items at your local box store, like for pet supply store. Next, one digital, or this isn't digital, one timer, electrical timer. We're going to set that for like 14 hours. Some aluminum foil, some double-sided tape, and one big tub, and this will be our storage container. Okay, so these are the supplies you're going to use. Now let's come in and I'll just show you what I'm doing to build all this. Okay, so first we're going to put the foil on the inside of the tub. The foil is necessary because it reflects the light back into the plants so that you're not losing any of the luminosity. Now I tried on the other side to use some of the tape that I said you would need. Just go ahead and abandon the tape. It's much easier just to curl it right underneath here, and you'll get the same amount of hold that you would normally get with the tape anyway. The tape is not sticking very well to the surface of this tub. You live and you learn. So we're just gonna continue feeding this here. Okay, so you can see this is kind of what our tub is looking like right now. I'm going to go ahead and finish this up and then bring you in on the next step of the project. Alright, so now that you've got your box set up with the aluminum foil in, you're just going to take your 10,000K bulb and put it into your hood. And you notice here, what is this? Why do they have all this gap in here? Seems pretty wasteful to me, but I suppose it all works out well. If you try to build one of these yourself, just know that these lights tend to only come in two sizes, the T8 and the T5 variety, and they're usually in 18, 20, 22, and 24 inches. Sometimes you can find them bigger, but this is the 10,000K bulb, which is way more than you'll be able to find at any store like a Lowe's or a Home Depot. I went to those two stores and they only had bulbs that went up to like 3,100K. So definitely go to a pet supply store or some store that sells fish and allows for water growing. Because really, when you think about it, if it's good enough to grow plants underwater, it should be sufficient for me to grow plants, just in the air. So we're going to give that a try.
There it is. There's our completed box. You can see the light reflecting back up onto the hood just a little bit, and it just seems to all be glowing.
Alright, so you're almost done. Here's the last step. We're just going to set our little timer so that our plants are getting tons of light. I'm going to say 14 hours of light should be sufficient for growing plants, getting them started. You don't want to have all light all the time. Plants, like people, need to rest. Additionally, certain plants are going to need different times in order to trigger their cycles. Like some plants which require night pollination, such as the tomato, I believe, is going to need a healthy amount of nighttime, at least 6 hours, to stimulate their pollination. So whichever plant that you're growing, make sure that you plan your light schedule accordingly so that they're getting an adequate amount of light. And for more information on this, you could probably look up books on like hydroponics and growing. I don't know a ton of information. I just know that you can't have your lights on all the time. So, with growing in OKC, good luck growing in Oklahoma City or wherever you're at in the world.